All right, folks, welcome back to a Friday edition of Middays with Q right here on 97.3 ESPN FM. Rich Quinones here. We'll take you up to 2 o'clock straight up. Eagles, full pads this week. A lot of hitting, a lot of feistiness. Preseason right around the corner for the Philadelphia Eagles. We actually officially kicked off the NFL season last night with Dallas and Arizona, but we'll bring it to the Eagles preseason against the Packers in about 5 or so days. Undrafted free agent, the South Jersey native out of Glassboro, and, of course, Wisconsin Badger running back Clement kind of joined me for a couple moments. How you doing, Corey?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing well, and first and foremost, appreciate a couple moments. And I'll tell you, I got to ask you right off the bat, you had a great standout career at Wisconsin. You put up some monster numbers, but you go into the draft, and you're overlooked. You're undrafted. You're trying to find a spot with the Eagles right now. When you were bypassed in April, are you going into this training camp? Have you gone into this training camp with a little more of a chip on your shoulder, not being drafted, being overlooked?
Oh, yeah. I think the chip is even growing each day that I step out there. Every day that I wake up is definitely a new mindset. I got to wipe the old mess out from the previous day and get ready to get something started new for the next day. So, all the negativity, I just got to think positive, every new day that I step out there and be ready for what encounters me.
Listen, we know that's a crowded backfield. There's a ton of talent back there. You got veterans back there with Blunt and Sproles and Smallwood. They drafted kid Pumphrey, yourself trying to make the roster. I know one of the things that Smallwood did and yourself on the advice of Deuce Staley, who was a heck of a running back coach now with the Eagles, is drop some weight. Now, you dropped about 10 pounds, and I'm just wondering, is this the lightest you've ever been throughout your playing career, and how much lighter do you feel?
Throughout my freshman year in college, I was around 210 easily. And, as I progressed throughout college, the highest I've ever got was 227. And, reporting to rookie minicamp, for the Philadelphia Eagles, I was 227. And when I reported back from my 5-week break, I took it upon, the coaches, Deuce Staley himself. He recommended that I get down to 216, and he said he can get me at a better playing style, and I took it for what it's worth, and I dropped 10 pounds, and this is the best I've ever felt in probably a couple of years.
How fast were you able to drop that weight? Did it come right off?
It took a good month, and the 2 weeks after that, it was kind of hard to sustain it, but it's all about how much willing you're able to do your job, and that's keep my weight down, and it's helping me be able to catch the ball, get in and out of my cuts easier, and just playing at a faster tempo.
You mentioned catching the ball, and we know this. The Eagles last year, they used their running backs out of the backfield, to create a little space. Carson Wentz to dump off the little safety valves if it was to Sproles or whatnot. Now, you look at yourself. I know you only caught 29 passes in 4 seasons with Wisconsin, but that's also the type of scheme that you guys ran, right?
Exactly. People sometimes overlook Wisconsin as if you're supposed to throw it out to the running back, that wasn't our philosophy. Our philosophy was to run first and pass second. And like I said, I told people numerous times I can catch the ball, just throw it to me. And it comes down to just giving me the opportunity, and I think I've been making the most of it since I came back, from the summer break, and not dropping any balls.
No, and that's the key, and you know that, especially when you're undrafted, right? You have to do something to stand out, and you know this, and right away people think of either catching the ball out of the backfield, picking up the blitz, picking up the block, or everyone knows you got to be the gunner. You got to do something on special teams. So I'm just wondering, have you, when I watched you in Wisconsin last year in your senior year, and you tell me, you give me the scouting report on yourself, I saw at times a guy that would hit the hole but would run a little angry. I kind of call it a violent runner. Have you realized already in a couple weeks the NFL game, even though it's not as fast right now with training camp, where if you're working with some of these running backs and Deuce, that sometimes in the NFL you have to be a little more patient as a runner. You have to wait for your blocks. You got to wait for your scheme to start to develop, and you got to be patient behind your blockers. I mean, is that something that you're not going to have an issue with picking up, or do you believe you're the type of guy, listen, if there's a little sliver of daylight, I got to hit the hole. That's just my style.
At the same time, you got to be able to know what type of scheme you're in, especially what type of you got to know your personnel. What O-line is in front of you. Different type of people move different, and at the same time, you got to be able to allow your blocks to set up, and when you see it, go. And Coach Deuce always says, if you go through your progression, he's not going to be mad about what you do after that. If you do what you're supposed to do, pre-snap and make sure your footsteps are right leading up to the line of scrimmage. And if you see it, go. And no, he was a running back at one time too. He knows you're going to make some mistakes, some bad reads, but it's about playing at a fast tempo, making a mistake at 100 miles an hour rather than going 50%.
Eagles running back Clement joins me for a couple moments. Of course, the Glassboro native, South Jersey native, Wisconsin Badger. Rich Quinones here. Can you see the intensity? Right? College. We know Big Ten. Hey, you played tough competition, but can you already see the NFL is a different animal?
Yeah, the NFL has always been a different animal, and growing up, I thought college was going to be a different level too, and it was. But at the same time, you get adjusted to it. Your eyes get adjusted to it, and you start to catch up with the game yourself. So it's not all about always being behind, because sooner or later you either adjust or you don't. And if you don't adjust, you'll be out this league quick. So it's all about doing your assignment, knowing what you're supposed to do, and coming to each day with a mindset knowing that it's not just a cakewalk every time you step out here. So every time I approach each rep, it's always 100 miles an hour, because I know that things have been triple the amount of times as fast as the playing speed from high school to college.
Listen, this team's got some offensive weapons now. They're giving the quarterback some toys to play with. Yourself, Pumphrey, as I alluded to, Sproles and Blunt, Jeffries and Smith. I'm just wondering, when you're out there on the field and you're taking handoffs from Carson Wentz, or you're trying to pick up a little blitz for Carson Wentz, what were your first impressions of Carson Wentz?
My first impression of him is how calm he always is, and that makes the most. If your leader of the offense is always very, very confident within his gameplay, it just makes the offense that much better. And, he doesn't get down on himself if he throws an interception or something. He always picks the offense right back up. We're always behind him. And every time I get a chance to watch him, it just makes me want to play that much harder for him. And you got to be able to want to step up for a great quarterback like Carson. You want to be out there as much as you can. So in order to do that, you got to be able to protect your man. He's the number one guy on the offense. You got to be able to respect his style and respect the effort that he's putting forward, and you got to match it.
Two more quickies for you, and I appreciate a couple moments. Have you gotten screamed at yet?
Oh yeah.
Well, that means, you know what? That means they see something in you.
Exactly. Now I'll be upset if they didn't, because the saying goes, once they stop yelling at you,
they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
So
I've been playing this game for a while, so I don't mind being yelled at, because it means they care.
That's right. I'm curious, though, being a local kid, I'm sure you've probably been bombarded, and maybe to the point of annoyed family and friends. They're probably blowing up your phone with text message calls, seeing how you're doing. I mean, how do you kind of separate yourself from that, but yet you still want to let them know, hey, you're hanging around, you're doing fine, but you also have to understand you got to focus. I mean, this is huge opportunity for you.
Exactly. I told him, just give me this time of space and understanding as to why I'm not being in communication as much as the past few months I've been able to. This is a big opportunity. It basically comes down to 1 month, and I got to make this the best month possible of my life. And those guys are definitely going to point me in the right direction. And always got to have family in your back corner. I talk to my mom, my brother, my dad. Every now and then, even if it's not every day, I make sure that they know that I'm doing just fine. So every time I go out, I'm thankful for every day, and I'm thankful that I got family right behind me.
What do you bring to the table with an opportunity to make this team as a football player, whether it's with the Eagles or someone else? But what does Clement bring to the table?
I bring an overall style that you can apply me to anywhere on the field, whether it's offense or special teams, and a guy who's very selfless when it comes to being able to be that guy for the play and take him up for the team. Put myself second, for the other guy, and just making the play even if I don't have the ball in my hands. Being able to be a guy who can be counted on in any given situation, being ready for everything.
Hey, listen, the best of luck going forward, and appreciate a couple moments. Hey, you got to keep that weight off. Stay away from Smashburger.
No problem.
I don't know the one in Glassboro or the one in Voorhees, so you're probably hitting the one in Glassboro. Just stay away for a couple more weeks. You'll be all right.
I'll say I don't even like burgers, but I'll stay away from it.
All right, that's good. Corey, I appreciate it, pal. Best of luck, and hopefully we can talk again.
All right, no problem.
All right, you